Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday to you. Interesting article. And now, listen, I may be kind of stretching or reaching with this, but I think it's significant given the fact that we are in this new era that is the digital economy, if you will. So, guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple Daily News in 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do this. So, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says he's having ongoing discussions about infrastructure. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin told CNBC he is holding discussions with Congress about a potential infrastructure bill. As you know, the president has been very interested in infrastructure. This goes back to the campaign, Mnuchin said. With interest rates low, that's something that's very important to him. Trump on Treasury called for the United States to spend $2 trillion on a massive infrastructure package. Now, infrastructure, as we know it most commonly, is generally they're talking about roads and bridges, right? Generally, that's what they're talking about. $2 trillion is what they're looking to kind of put together some type of bill, right? Well, $2 trillion is a ton, but what if there's another infrastructure that they're actually looking at? You're talking about the Donald, President Trump, and Mnuchin talking infrastructure. You know, I know a company that's focused on infrastructure. And wouldn't you say that in the digital economy, we're talking digital dollars and digital wallets being introduced, some bills, that perhaps one of those infrastructures might be blockchain infrastructure? I don't know. I find it odd, very, very odd, that Brad Garlinghouse just one day out of nowhere just happens to mention that Ripple, the ginormous behemoth that is Ripple, has evolved into a blockchain infrastructure company. I don't think that's an accident. I don't think that was coincidence. I think when Brad speaks, he speaks for a reason. I think it's all very, very calculated. I think he knows or knew about this infrastructure that they were looking to do, the Donald and Mnuchin. And they pivoted into a blockchain or evolved into a blockchain infrastructure company. Again, we're talking two guys here in the Donald and Mnuchin who drafted, put together, and signed Executive Order 13772, a new financial system, where Ripple was mentioned, I believe twice in there, but I know at least once mentioned in this executive order. All right, guys. So anyway, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin told CNBC on Wednesday he's talking with Congress about a potential infrastructure bill that would help boost a beer cold battered economy. As you know, the president has been very interested in infrastructure. Just go back to the campaign. The president very much wants to rebuild the country. Wouldn't being able to save money, wouldn't be able to get money to the American people faster be part of the Donald's plan in rebuilding the country? You don't think payments would be part of that? You don't think that the fact that he outwardly mentioned that the system today in the States is antiquated and it's old, and that quote unquote, we have a way to do it faster, we can do it. And by the way, remember that I said this. Interesting. So Mnuchin told CNBC's David Faber, and with interest rates low, that's something that's very important to him. We've been discussing this for the last year with the Democrats and Republicans. I've had ongoing conversations with Richard Neal on this, and we'll continue to have those conversations, he added. Representative Neal is a Massachusetts Democrat The secretary's comments came a day after President Donald Trump called for the United States to spend $2 trillion on a massive infrastructure package. In a tweet, the president wrote that this is the time to craft an infrastructure overhaul with U.S. interest rates at zero during the crisis. It should be very big and bold, $2 trillion, and be focused solely on jobs and rebuilding the once great infrastructure of our country. Phase 4, the president said. Again, most people, when they hear this infrastructure, they think roads, they think bridges, right? And he's got jobs in there, right? And I get that. And it probably will be some of that. But don't you think that if he was the guy that was able to get not only just the stimulus beer cold spending thing, but what if he was able to do it ongoing? What if he was able to ongoing get these stuff and these payments and these paychecks to you, to us, on an ongoing basis, real time? What if he's the guy that does that? I think it's just a bigger picture and a bigger play here with this infrastructure package that I think maybe some people are missing. So anyway, referring to these 3 pieces of emergency legislation lawmakers have already passed to help American workers deal with the beer cold contagion. I get it, right? I don't know. There's a bubble. This is a distraction, in my opinion. It's a way to get some things kind of going. But I gotta tell you, when you throw in job losses, you throw that in, you get all these people affected, businesses shutting down. And what they need, what he's saying they need, is money, is income, which is a payment. And now I'm going to come in as the Donald, as the POTUS, and I'm going to get it to you. Not only going to get it to you, I'm going to get it to you faster. And not only going to get it to you faster during this particular crisis, I'm going to get it to you faster forever. So anyway, this is any such infrastructure bill would follow an unprecedented $2 trillion relief package Congress passed last week. That legislation, signed into law Friday, includes one-time payments to individuals, strengthen unemployment insurance, and additional health care funding in an effort to blunt the toll the beer cold is taking on the economy. Trump has long been a fan of revamping America's roads, bridges, and airports, declaring throughout the 2016 campaign that he'd make infrastructure reform a priority during his time in office. The only one to fix the infrastructure of our company is me, roads, airports, and bridges, Trump tweeted in 2015. Okay, I know how to build. Politicians only know how to talk, right? I got it. So until now, efforts to pass a major infrastructure overhaul have failed. Roads, airport, and bridges, guys. Think about that for a second. Is that what's going on? Is that what we need? I get it. He's got the construction ties, right? So he certainly wants to help out his friends, his buds in that space. I get it, right? That's his background, building things. So certainly he wants to help out his buds. But surely you have to see that there's a bigger picture, in my opinion. Until now, efforts to pass a major overhaul have failed. To pass a major infrastructure overhaul have failed. Talks broke down in 2019 after Trump stormed out of a meeting with Democratic leaders as they revamped up their investigation into Trump's presidency. But interestingly enough, the beer cold has since whacked the economy, triggered a spike in unemployment claims, and overwhelmed hospitals and healthcare equipment. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer have signaled in recent weeks that they are open to rekindling conversations about infrastructure. fiscally conservative Senate Republicans who may balk at the idea of even more mammoth spending may be more likely to object to the president's plans. It's not going to matter. They're going to wrap the plans, the Donald's plan, they're going to wrap it around the beer code and the effects of the beer code. And do you think that do you think that these people in Congress are not going to be concerned about what their constituents are wanting? What if word got out? What if word got back out to the people that they represent that they're not favoring such an infrastructure bill that is wrapped around the beer code, that has jobs in it and having to deal with a loss of jobs and income? I don't know. I think it's interesting. I said it on a stream last night. You gotta read. I feel like you gotta read behind the lines there. Why would he make an effort? Why would the Donald make an effort to point out the flaws in a payment system? Why would he make a point to point that out? Got to make you think, right? He said it 2 or 3 times, and he throws in there, remember I said this. Remember I said this, right? He points out again 2 or 3 times the states. I was opposed to it, but they wanted it. I was opposed, but they wanted it. So we're going to let the states do it, but we can do it better. The state system is antiquated. It's old. It's 45 years old. This thing of getting money to people is old and antiquated. Let me say that again. This thing of getting money to people, it's old and antiquated. They can't do it, but we can do it better. Remember, I said this. That's what he said. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.